So, what if we just took away your ability to challenge? Hey folks, Rudros here, looking at this evasive no challenge me deck. This is called Hideaway. The entire purpose of this deck is that it is filled with evasive characters like Tinkerbell, Pongo, Minnie Mouse, Ray, Goofy, Genie, etc. And the idea is just, are you tired of just getting whacked by a Mim Fox or a Merlin Goat or a Maui? Well, just what if they can't even target your characters? Evasive isn't something that people necessarily plan for as far as their characters challenging. So if you have a deck full of evasives, in theory, the only real way to get rid of it is hard removal. Spells like in Steel, such as Smash, multiple grab your swords, or a big be prepared, but ideally we're going to win a lot quicker than that. So this deck is very simple, very straightforward, and it's essentially to get to our evasive characters on turn 3 as fast as possible. There's Minnie Mouse, and then essentially everything you play that's a Minnie Mouse or above is either evasive or it has some sort of punishment for attacking it. So Cusco, technically not evasive, but he does have wards, so they can't target him. So they can, if they challenge him, and he will kill whatever challenges him. Similar with some of our low-level stuff, Chantress has a good chance to exchange with whatever challenges her. Flynn Rider will make them discard if they challenge him. Cheshire Cat will also banish something. So the whole point is just slap out characters, try to get to the lore quest, quest for victory as soon as you possibly can, and just hope there isn't much they can do about it. I have tested this already, and oddly enough, one of the things I've lost the most to is Blue Steel going faster than I can. So they'll just ramp up, have the bell, and then have the bell quest for 5, which is actually why I put a copy of the Beast is Mine in here, which did prove useful in a matchup where I said, nope, that bell has to challenge, and she can't challenge anything because everything's evasive. Hypnotize is just a very good cantrip. It's one of the few cards we have that not only draws us a card, but negatively impacts our opponent. In these colors, there just wasn't a whole lot that did that. So I think Hypnotize is very nice. Even if they don't have a card to discard, you still get to draw a card. So this was relevant in a matchup where I had, I think, 6 ink, played Hypnotize, because I was a top decking, of course. Played Hypnotize, drew a single card, and then I drew into, I think it was a Minnie Mouse, and just slapped that down right away, which was great. I have recently added in Mother's Knows Best. I haven't tested with this, but the idea is to give you some form of interaction. So if they have something that can threaten one of your characters, it's just one way to get it off the field. Plus you can sing it if you really, really need to. So how good is this list? It's been fun in testing. We haven't faced against all the meta stuff, but in theory, again, very straightforward, a little prone to, if they can outrace us, you're in a lot of trouble. You are not looking to challenge yourself. So if they get ahead of you, that's not so good, but the whole point is to just get ahead of them and then put on pressure, put on pressure, put on pressure. Genie gives us a little bit of stuff in the late game. One thing you could probably take out is the Dr. Facilier. He only ever came up in a single game where someone was using cards like Hades or Let It Go that puts cards into my Inkwell. Normally, I'm not going to get to 7 ink to even use him. If you want to cut him entirely, 100% go for it. I just thought I'd try him out as a top end just in case he were to come up. And yeah, let's see how it runs in a couple matches. Very simple, straightforward, cheap deck overall too. They have the total list up here, about $26, so not very much if you need to buy something and don't want to pay for a bunch of super high-end cards. How's it going to do? Let's test it out in a few matches in Ranked Ladder on Pixelborn. All right, we are going against Green Amber. Green Amber. Is this Lemon Lime aggro? We do get to go first. That's fantastic. I was going to say, ooh, this could be tricky if they're going to rush us down. So what we're looking for more than anything else is a curve, which we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we even have 5 drops. I really don't mind this. I think I might just keep this hand entirely. Yeah, let's keep it. Wow, pretty rare, but I think I'm going to keep all 7. So just to throw them off a little bit, we'll put out the Flynn, kind of maybe make them guess whether we're going into a discard deck. I may end up having to ink something like this Goofy here, or Pongo, but our turns 1, 2, and 3 are the most important. Put out a paint. Oh, perfect. Hey, so we just quest away. We'll go ahead and ink. We'll ink the Goofy over the Ray, especially because it doesn't look like, since we know they're not on Steel. In general, especially into a Steel matchup, you want to favor your cards that have more hit points. So like Ray can die to a single smash, whereas Goofy can't, which is quite nice. Simba, good bodyguard, although we won't be attacking into anything. Oh, nice. This is pretty nice. Okay, so we'll quest for both. We could put out LeFou, but we're okay. He can't kill the Simba if he attacks there. Yep, we'll just slap out Minnie Mouse, keep putting on the pressure. He can't kill Flynn, and he will trade with Enchantress if he attacks her. LeFou can be very good. If you, let's say, you don't see the mini on turn 3, you could just ready one of these. Yeah, looks like he's trying to go pretty quick, too. Okay, so we're going to ink Flynn. We put out Pongo. We're very ready. On turn 5, if we absolutely have to, we can just ink Ray. Hit Cusco, and we're off to the races, all the way up to 9 lore, threatening to go to 7. He's going to have to start challenging us. I'm assuming there's not a whole lot of removal in a Amber Emerald deck. And specifically, the question is, can he deal with evasive characters as is? Probably not a whole lot of rush. I don't think these colors even have rush. Huge boon for us getting to go first. This very much could be the reverse. Tinkerbell? Yep. Oh, nice. Okay. Tinkerbell's good. So it will give Simba evasive this turn. He still cannot kill something like the Minnie Mouse. He can attack her. She's not going to die. The only thing it can kill is Enchantress, which he trades with. But if he has any kind of follow-up damage, which I don't even know what that would be. Question is, do we even just go for Ray here over the Cusco? Maybe we do. Yeah, let's do that, because then Cusco comes out with the ward, which is very nice. So, yep. We just ignore everything he's doing. Say, hey, you stop us. All the way to 16, threatening to go to 10. Even if he somehow clears out everything with the Ray, we're then going to 19. Well played. Yes, thank you. And that's it. Easy peasy. Helps when you get to keep your entire opening hand, have a perfect curve out, and you get to go first. But hey, there's it at its best. But let's see if we can see it at its worst. All right, Steel Amethyst. Okay, this could be troublesome. Steel, in theory, should beat up on us because it has targeted removal. We're also going second, so that's not nearly as exciting. We have a 1 and a 2. We don't have a 3. Definitely going to put back a LeFou. Let's put back a Ray. Again, I'm going to favor the extra hit points here. 1, 2. Possibly ink LeFou. Maybe I go for the... Let's try this. Okay, we did get a 3. We got a Facilier, which we're not going to get to, so we could just safely ink him turn 1. Let's see what kind of pressure we get from our opponent. No, nothing there. Okay, okay. So we'll ink. Actually, just to fool them, I'm going to put out Fidget, or I'm going to ink Fidget. I mean, I don't know. Does that even fool them now? Pixel Warden didn't used to show the deck you were going against, so I thought this way I could hide the fact what my second color is, but I have to remember it doesn't matter now, because if they're watching the opening little intro, they already know. Either way, we're going to get rid of the Facilier. A Captain Hook or an Eric are pretty decent counters to us here. No, he passed again. Okay. Okay, we are all right with that. Enchantress, of course, does die to any removal. Tinkerbell being a huge one. But beyond that, we're ready. We've got evasive here, one of these two. Tinkerbell and Pongo are the same card. Technically, Tinkerbell gives an evasive for your turn on entry. That doesn't do anything. You need very, very specific circumstances to matter. So I tend to put out Pongo just because he's a dog and I like dogs. So, but Tinkerbell and Pongo are essentially the same card. Okay. So he hard cast Friends on the Other Side. Interesting. I mean, we'll take this if our opponent wants to give us all this time to set up. I am not going to say no to that. All right, we'll ink Flynn. Put out the Surfer Mini. Yeah, because Cheshire Cat can be challenged, so you always want to go for the evasive when you have the option. Cheshire Cat is just there as a backup if you don't draw the mini. I mean, and even a Grab Your Sword doesn't clean this up, so if our opponent doesn't start putting some cards out, this should be pretty quick and easy for us. Small Tinkerbell? Jafar Snake something? Smash the mini? Okay, yeah. Just goes ahead and gets rid of the mini. We'll probably ink the Cheshire Cat now, since we, again, want to favor our evasive. And there's a Fire the Can. Okay, so there you go. But we did pull out 2 pieces of removal. We'll go ahead and ink this next Flynn. And put out the good boy Pongo. It's the good boy Pongo. Threatening another 3 next turn. And evasive is really nice against usually one of Steel's greatest removal spells or abilities is the big Tinkerbell, Giant Fairy. She does 1 to everything when she comes in, but then she needs to be able to attack to get her continued direct damage effect. Well, if she can't attack them because they're evasive, then that isn't going to work for her. A Merlin Goat. Okay. Yep. So there's a little lore trade back. Hypnotize. I don't hate that, actually. Just to kind of keep our hand full. We're going to do that. We'll put out Goofy. Yuck. Gosh. And we'll go ahead and quest here. Even if he drops a Tinkerbell, I mean, it'd put Goofy in smash range, and he can kill the mini, but the extra damage isn't going to matter. And if he does kill the mini with the goat, then the Tinkerbell, that's the only card that Tinkerbell can attack with. No, going for a Kristoff. It's some Frozen character. Okay, so we're going to try to do Arthur Goat shenanigans. All right. Well, we definitely can't let our opponent do that, so let's race him to the finish. Hey, there's a genie. Oh, this is going to be great. So we will ink Tinkerbell, and we're just going to reset this attempted play. This is exactly what genie's in here for. Boop. And send Arthur back to the hand. Go ahead, have one on me. We're at 7. He has to attack me, which he has the characters to do it, so that won't be a problem. But now, in some sense, maybe you value the characters over the Hypnotize, so you want to get the Tinkerbell out there because, hey, you know I've just got another character to follow up. I kind of like the Hypnotize to just draw me one deeper and potentially hit his hand, but I think the Tinkerbell's absolutely fine to keep there instead if you wish. There's a Benja. Too bad we don't run any items. I'm assuming he'll quest with Kristoff and have the goat. No, he actually opted to have the goat quest. Interesting. Yeah, he has to find removal here, whether it's through a whole new world or whatever it is. And it's another genie. Oh my goodness. Never punished. Never let Arthur do his thing. Whoop, goodbye. And he can't sing any of these cards, so even if he plays Whole New World here, he won't have enough to follow up with a Grab Your Swords. I cannot think of a combination in the game that gets him out of this, so pretty nice, smooth curve out there. Again, as long as you see that curve, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're in good hands. And again, most people just aren't teching for evasive cards like these, so there's just nothing he's going to be able to do about it. A single Grab Your Swords doesn't kill anything on here. You can fire the cannons all you want. You got more of those? Hans. Would be a good card if he had the time to use it, but +8. Let's go. And that's it. We'll just go ahead and let Genie finish it off there. Just quick and to the point. I mean, again, kind of a weird match from our opponent. They weren't playing much pressure early. Forwards I had to worry about. Characters, but hey, I'm okay with that. Let's try one more time. See what we can get. All right, Ruby Amethyst. Okay, this is the big bad of the meta, right? We're going first. That's a good sign. I don't like our draws so far. This is quite bad, actually. We'll get rid of Fidget. We'll get rid of Facilier. I think we get rid of Mother Knows Best. I should probably get rid of the Hypnotize. I think we get rid of Ray, too. The earlier curve is more important. Yeah, let's try to dig for more things. Okay, Genie and Cusco isn't good, nor is that... Ooh, okay. Okay, well, this hand is bad. We don't have a turn 1. I think I pretty much have to get rid of the Beast is Mine and pass. And our turn 2 sucks as well. Just a raw LeFou is not good. All right, well, we're going against one of the toughest decks in the meta, and we do not have a good curve out. So let's see how this treats us. To be honest, I don't even think I can play LeFou on turn 2 with 3 uninkable cards in hand, which is normally one of the things I love about this deck, too, is I think it only has 10 uninkable cards. So the uninkable ratio is quite low, but We have 3 in hand. I don't think we can afford to play LeFou out on the next turn. Okay, bit of a strange one. Opponent inked Maui and just passed and nearly went to time. Yeah, I don't think the LeFou does much here. So we're going to save on the ink. Because if I want to get Mini out, let's say I ink Pongo and then Mini, I'm probably going to have to ink the Hypnotize, even though I don't really want to. Small Mini, perfect for big Mini. Next turn, we're probably going to have to get rid of Hypnotize for Pongo unless we can draw into more inkable cards, which again, statistically we should. But you just never know. Once we get to 5 and we can get the Cuscos out there, that's going to feel pretty solid. He could Snake to bounce it back. He could put out the Fox. The Fox has nothing to challenge, though. Teeth and Ambitions, they would need multiple of. Yeah, Friends on the other side. That's a good one. Let's keep the hand up. Okay, this is good. So we'll ink Cheshire. Put out Pongo. Start putting that pressure on. A lot of what Ruby Amethyst wants to do, and one of the reasons I even kind of built this deck, was that a lot of their cards challenge. The Fox challenges, the Snake challenges, a Maui challenges. A lot of them aren't even running cards like Dragonfire anymore these days. Their only real big removal is either the Lady Tremaine or the Be Prepared, so if we can force them into that. Keep drawing all the 1-drops, so we're happy to keep getting rid of these. I can hold on to the Hypnotize, possibly use it to help the Genie. There goes Pongo. There goes Mini. There goes Cusco, ready for the next turn. We're ready to go to 7. That's going to put us to 13. The only card I sometimes worry about is I do know some of these decks are running a Fidget just to deal with an opposing Minnie Mouse, but haven't seen it yet. There's the Goat. And I'm going to outrace him at this point. The Goat can take care of... Oh, and yeah, there we go. Just conceded. Realized, hey, he's going to outrace me. He's going to go to 13. The Goat can challenge the Cusco, and then it dies, so... Yeah, all right. We put Ruby Amethyst, and we put the screws to him. That feels pretty good. And we did not even have a great draw to start. So as you can see, very straightforward, very fun, I think. Sometimes I really appreciate a very simple deck and simple aggression that, hey, I just want to play. I don't want to have to think about all these lines and these combos. Just get the pieces out, get the essentially unchallengeable stuff out with the evasives, and just say, well, what are you going to do about it? Again, some things you could mix if you wanted another Mother Knows Best. I honestly tend not to use that card a whole lot. Something has to be going pretty wrong, but it's always there just in case you need it. You could get rid of the Facilier because it's very unlikely he's ever going to come up, but I like him. One card, I would avoid some of the other evasives. I wouldn't put in Radigan. He's a 4/1. He quests for 2, and he's evasive. But again, a Tinkerbell coming in gets rid of him. A Fire the Cannons gets rid of him, so I wouldn't recommend that. If you've tried this, let me know what you think. Absolutely in the comments below. Hope you enjoy. Hope you've got some other fun Lorcana decks that you are working on, tinkering on. Check back every Wednesday for more Lorcana videos right here on Rudros Entertainment. I appreciate you watching. Deck list link will be in the description below. And until next time, take care.